Well, now at this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Honorable Joseph Parry, the Premier of Nevis, and let's put our hands together for him, please.
Master of Ceremonies, the Honorable Prime Minister, and members of his cabinet, members of the Nevis Island government, and members of the opposition, members of the clergy, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the various political parties and stakeholders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor for me to stand here this afternoon to address this gathering. I dare say it is a momentous occasion in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. It was over 40 years ago that these islands gained independence. And when I say 40 years ago, I'm going all the way back to Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. And those 40 years have been a learning experience for us in the operation of our constitutions and in the process of democracy. And we must have learned many things, and we must have had many experiences during these 40 years. I do believe that as a dynamic and creative people, what we have learned, we should be able to apply. And I must say this, that one of the things I have always spoken about is that we need to bring home our constitutions. By that I mean the constitutions need to reflect the ambitions, culture, and lives of the Caribbean people. Something that we have inherited from Westminster, which they themselves have been changing over the years, must reflect in changes that mark our stamp on our lives and the lives of our people. What I would like to say in terms of the NRP and the people of Nevis. For a number of years, the Nevis Reformation Party has been asking for electoral reform. In the year 2001, we actually contested the results of the Nevis election and did not get a hearing. But we insisted that we must participate in the process. We insisted that we must understand the process and we must work the process to the best of our ability and capability. And I dare say to all concerned that we worked it well and we have won. The Concerned Citizens Movement was a great teacher, and we were even better students. The electoral process, the electoral laws, and the application of the laws, they have their advantages and disadvantages as we have in any society. But I do believe that the time has come for changes. And the Nevis Reformation Party, as a party and as a government, support electoral reform. And we will be part of the process. I have listened attentively to speeches made by former speakers like Mr. Archibald, Mr. Newton, And I'm demanding and expecting of them to demonstrate the type of leadership that we can give in these islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm demanding of them a demonstration of integrity, of seriousness and maturity. And I'm quite sure that my good friend Mr. Archibald will not let me down. In a way, it is very fortunate that the people of these two islands have intermingled over the years and have even gone to school together, and we know each other well. I certainly know most of these people pretty well, and I'm relying on them, and I'm expecting that the consultative process will be thorough, will be carried out fully in all the villages of St. Kitts, but certainly, and more importantly to me, in all the villages of Nevis. That all the stakeholders, churches, chambers of commerce, youth, whatever groups that you have, would be fully involved, and that they'll be given the opportunity to participate, and that the reporting would be accurate and thorough and quick. I want to say this, that at the end of the exercise, our interest is in efficiency. We want a system that is efficient, a system that is quick and make us comfortable. We want to ensure that there's credibility, because without credibility, we would have failed. We would have failed ourselves, and we would have failed the Caribbean people. I want to ensure that there's transparency, because we speak much of governance nowadays, and everybody must know exactly what is taking place. Let us leave no room for accusations, although, let's face it, as long as human beings live on this planet, you are going to have a problem. Everybody will not be satisfied. As my dear friend Pastor Benjamin said, the gentleman didn't like the system, but in the end he loved the system because it worked to his advantage. I want to say that there must be, as I said, impartiality, and there must be ease of operation. It must not be difficult for people who are voting to vote or to understand the system or to understand what they're voting for. We do need an ID. We must have an ID. We do need to have a new list, a list that is fair and reasonable. And I do agree, indeed, we cannot leave out anyone. All our citizens must be involved fully and must be given every opportunity to participate. So let us work hard, let us work thoroughly, let us work quickly and in the interest of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I dare say, as one earlier speaker said, if we do a good job, if we do an excellent job, we can become the model for the Caribbean. We can set the bar which other Caribbean nations must meet. And let it be said, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we learned from the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I end as I began. It is a pleasure to be here. It is a great and momentous occasion. Let us make it work. I thank you.